the tape, let's grind. Shut up. The tape, let's grind. The tape. We do it a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
The tape.
UGA game day, boy, we ball out. Pull up with the whole conference in the doghouse. Leave them 6 feet, see me on the win streak. All-star status, go coach in the bench deep. Offense on 10, how we run it? Your best ain't nothing, we gon' send them boys punting. Black and red, got them dead on arrival. Defense hunkered down for the tie. Hey, you don't want it with the dogs. Found guy on it, you don't want it with my dog. Break it down, play by play, that's the day-to-day. They know we ain't come to play, boy, it's UGA. Kirby smart, I cannot play the fool. Back to back, we did not come to lose. Back to back like we got something to prove. Pay your dues, dog nation on the move. What's up?
We do it a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
The tape.
We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Shut up. Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The
Shut
tape.
up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
Shut up.
Do anything. I ain't got no problem with it. I promise you that shit.
Listen to the words. Garbage, a joke, clown acts, pisses me off. No, come find me. No, come find me. Listen to the words. Come find me. Garbage, a joke, clown acts, pisses me off.
I ain't hard guy to find. I promise you that shit.
Listen to the words. Garbage, a joke, clown acts, pisses me off. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Sunday afternoon here. I was telling Jonathan on the way home last night at about 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock local time. You know, I'm going to open tomorrow's show with the same thing I've been opening with every Sunday, it seems, since week 0. What a crazy weekend of college football. Oh, my God. How many unpredictable things happened this weekend? Guys, from now on, new world order, new college football world order. This is what it is. This is what college football is moving forward. All right, so as a fan, as an analyst, but especially as a fan, when you got these highs and these lows as emotions tied to wins and losses, understand something. Pucker up for 4 quarters, all right, across the sport. All right, we got tight butt ball games all across of it from wire to wire. All right. Very rarely are you going to have pure domination for 4 quarters. All right. Unless you got one of them Ohio State schedules and you got that Ohio State defense, you ain't going to be out here dominating for 4, particularly the people that listen to this show that are regionally based in this here area. All right. If you in this here Southeastern Conference, get ready. Get ready for absolute mayhem across the sport, top to bottom. All right. Every Saturday. No more am I going to come in here and go, woo, holy crap. What an unpredictable day. No, the sport is unpredictable. So that's what Sundays are going to be. We're going to look at the mess that was Saturday, the absolute chaos, and we're going to break it down for you on Sunday moving forward. My God, What a weekend of college football. As always, we got a great one here for you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. Georgia wins a controversial one out there on the plains in Auburn. Bama, Road Warriors continuing. Don't understand it at Doak Walker, especially as Florida State drops another one. But my God, Alabama on the road. We're going to talk some Ty Simpson today. Indiana makes a statement out there in the Big Ten, as always. Not as always. For the first time. I don't know why I said as always. I know why I said as always. You know what? I don't even want to put that one on the. Nah, we're too far into too close to the intro to be talking about chat. My bad. You got me distracted. You said one of those things. I used to get called fat all the time, and now that I've lost weight, I get a totally different thing in the chat. People think I like women, but maybe not as a man. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. Anyways, Sunday, here we go. Indiana makes a statement. Texas topples Oklahoma. A&M just keeps plugging right along. Out there in their SEC slate. Good Lord, chat's going crazy. USC beat Michigan like I thought they would. Explosives win in college football. We'll talk about that today. Ohio State again. We got to talk about Nussmeier. We got to have a come to Jesus meeting with Nussmeier 2 years in as a starter. I mean, we're 20 starts in, man. We're 20 starts in, and we're doing stuff that we just can't do. We're breaking core fundamental principles as a quarterback, and we can't be doing that. We can't ever be doing that. Not this far in, not as a coach's son. It's just we got to have a come to Jesus meeting. Sneaky football game in Knoxville out there between Arkansas and Tennessee. I felt like nobody, ourselves included, nobody talked about that football game this week, and it turned out to be a fourth quarter hummer. So we got to talk about that one as well. We always got side quests here on a Sunday. We will return to these at the end of the show. But let's start with, again, the most controversial win of the weekend, right? Georgia's 20-10 win over Auburn. First and foremost, we got to talk about Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze had an extra week to develop real offense, okay? To develop real offense. And here's the deal. He came out and he played real offense. Ain't no RPO, sticky bullcrap. No, they won on 1st and 10 consistently to open the football game. All right, consistently. All right, the whole objective, it seemed to me, was can we find a way to get to 3rd and 2? Because when we get to 3rd and 2, we're great. We cannot be in 3rd and 9. They were in 3rd and 9 on their opening possession. Jackson Arnold hits a crosser to, I think, number 3. Young, great player. I didn't realize how big that kid is, first and foremost. I'm forgetting his name right now. If an Auburn fan's here today, they'll help me out. But converts that one. But other than that, it was 3rd and short in the entire first half. 3rd and short the entire first half. And like Kirby said after the football game, and like football says, right, you're not going to stop a quarterback run team on 3rd and short. You're just not. Particularly in the middle of the field. You know why? 2 downs. So they're going to get it on 3rd and 4th to attempt to convert on short yardage situations. You're not going to get those teams off the field. So they had to start winning 1st and 2nd down, and they did in the second half, and that was a major adjustment. But I looked up just before the show and looked at some play charts, guys. Before the fumble, which we are obviously going to talk about today. Before the fumble, that fumble happens with 1 minute and 32 seconds left in the second quarter. Before that point, so for the first 28 and a half minutes, Georgia had the ball for 12 snaps. Georgia had the ball offensively for 12 snaps the first 28 minutes of this football game. That's poop. That ain't good. So that's 3 and outs offensively, right? And that's defense can't get up off the field. Cannot get up off the field. But here's my thing, right? I just don't understand why this takes. This is the craziest thing to me about Hugh Freeze. How come in 7 days, 10 days of practice, how come in 10 days of practice, we can come up with an absolute dynamite opening half script? I mean, it wasn't even an opening drive, boys. It was the opening half, created like brand new offense, stuff that they did not prepare for. When you have Kirby Smart in the post-game press conference as a defensive coordinator that's been going out there calling plays for decades, when you got that dude at the mic saying they ran stuff that we didn't prep. Sir, what? Sir, what? Hugh Freeze did something that you didn't prepare your players for? You are Mr. Prep. You are Mr. Prep. So that tells me, again, How can Hugh Freeze do that in 10 days, but yet the whole offseason, the whole base install, the building blocks of what he does offensively is some vanilla RPO, just crap. Just like I stopped designing plays in 2012. But yeah, give me an off week. Let me coach for my job. I'm going to go out there and dial up them suckers for 26 snaps. What? How? It's always been my biggest thing about him, man. I think you're good, dude. I think you're really, really good. But maybe you're lazy. I don't want to say you're lazy. I don't want to say that. I don't want to accuse people of not working very hard. But how can we do that and then go out there at A&M and Oklahoma and basically run the same 7 plays for 60 snaps? What is that? I thought the best thing that was said to me during that football game last night, I have a bunch of conversations while I'm on the sidelines during those, right? Whether it be sources on staff, passing by conversations, whether it be seeing things in person, whether it be picking things up as a football brain, whatever it may be. The best conversation I had the name shall be remain redacted, okay? But we're sitting there talking, and I'm like, damn, they are walking it on y'all. What is going on? Same thing y'all are thinking, right? First thing he turns around and says to me, he goes, they're going to run out of plays. And I said, what? He said, yeah, this is a whole new offense. They're going to run out of plays. They're not explosive enough. They weren't. The first 2 drives from Auburn, guys, they put up 10 points, 2 scoring drives. Ideal start, except for one part. They weren't explosive. It took them 26 plays to score those on those 2 possessions. You can't do that against Georgia. You just dump the clip. You just dump the clip with like 20 minutes into the game. And yeah, you got off to a hot start, 10-0. All right, great start. Would have been 17-0. We're going to get to it. Should have been maybe. If you're an Auburn fan, indisputable, we're going to talk about it. But this is my thing. 26 snaps, dump the clip. All right, and now we're back to our base install, which I just told you. Some vanilla crap. And what happens? Guys, from that moment, right, prior to the fumble, minute and 32 seconds left, all right, the rest of the football game, the last 31 and a half minutes, Auburn has 50 yards of total offense, 25 of which came on the last drive. They're down 10 with a minute left. Nobody cares. Everybody's already out of the stadium. Y'all put up 25 of half of your offense in the last half of that football game, over half. 52% of that football game, you put up 25 yards of total offense. There it is. Ran out of plays. Dynamite. In the middle of it happening. I wish I could dime him out, but I can't tell people I'm talking to him. Brilliant analysis in the middle of the football game. They dumped their clip. We'll be all right, weather the storm. I'm like, whoa. That's easy to say. Easy to say. Go out there and do it, and they did, right? They outgained Auburn. In the last 31 and a half minutes of that football game, they outgained Auburn 300 yards, 301 total yards to 50. And again, I told you, 25 of that was on the game's over, right? So he dumped everything that he worked on in the bye week right there. But again, with Hugh, like, why can't we just develop an offense? Why can you do that in 10 days, but you can't do it in the whole offseason? So weird to me. So weird to me. Now, let's talk about why everyone's here. What flipped the game on its head, right? It's 10-0. Auburn's got the ball. They're walking it. They're about to score again, about to go up 17-0. Georgia does get the ball after the half, but it's like a minute and 32 seconds left. And here's what sucks about football, especially when zebras get involved. That game's all about zebras. And I'm going to sit here and talk about a coaching thing and a football thing that I personally think was the reason that it got left into the zebras' hands. But if you're an Auburn fan listening to this, all you're going to hear is zebras suck. They cost us the football game. But let's talk about it. Kirby Smart, I'm standing on the Georgia sideline, 10-yard line. Kirby Smart comes running by my face, calls a timeout. Minute 32 seconds left, minute 40 seconds left, whatever it was. Calls his last time out of the half. which tells the world two things. One, I want to get my defense prepared for this 3rd and goal. All right, at the 1, ball inside the half. I want to prepare them. I want to give them a nugget. I want to tell them something important. But 2, I've dumped the clip. I'm not trying to score if I get the ball back. If we do, cool. But I'm preparing the defense. I just burnt my last time out. So I am making sure we are going to make a last stand. And if we stop them on 3rd down, they're going to milk the clock, and that's okay because I don't have another timeout. You see what I'm saying? I'm willing to not be in a 2-minute drill. All right. So what does he do with the timeout? They come over, they huddle up. And again, all this gets washed because all you care about is boo, zebras suck. And that's what everyone's going to talk about. But if you listen to post-game press conferences, you will hear C.J. Allen say, and I'm sure Raylan confirmed as much, that during the timeout, Schumann and Kirby both came together, both grabbed C.J. and Raylan and said, hey, he's going to try to put the ball over the goal line. He's going to try to put it over the end zone, and you need to punch that shit out. And what happened? Both of them. A right hook from CJ, a left hook from Raylan. The ball's loose the entire time in live action. I thought the ball was loose the entire time. I thought in review, when we go frame by frame, maybe the nose of the football crossed the white line. But again, all of that gets put into the hands of the zebra the moment the coaching and the football happens. But all you want to do is complain about the zebra. And I'm okay because the zebra sucks. Free the whales. The zebra sucks. Save the whales. I'm with you. So, but all that goes by the wayside. The football play, the peanut punch, the football brilliance right there, the defensive excellence goes by the wayside because zebras suck. And I get it. I do. But in my opinion, the ball was out. It was called a fumble on the field. They spent 10 minutes over there with the goofy headphones on looking at the little box, getting told from the SEC office, which we don't get to hear about what's actually happening. It don't matter. It took 10 minutes. The ball was called a fumble on the field. It's not indisputable at that point. By the way, half the people in this chat, one of you think it's a fumble, one of you think it ain't. And that is what it is. That makes it indisputable. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. All right, maybe last week. I can't remember. But if it takes that long, it has to be indisputable. Now, you Georgia fans that think that should have been a touchdown, greedy. Don't be out here asking for more. All right. Again, inadvertent whistles, not to be like I was their guy, but the damn line judges are running in, blowing the whistle, pulling bodies off the pile, thinking the ball's still in the middle of it. So that's plays blown dead the moment everybody thinks that the ball's in the middle, but it wasn't. Ball was moving the entire time, basically as soon as CJ punched it. I mean, you can see it clear as day on the photo I tweeted. I mean, CJ's got him at like the half-yard line with a right hook, and that ball is already sneaking out in between the wickets. So I thought it was a fumble live. I thought when you looked at it frame by frame, might have been a touchdown. Called a fumble on the field, fumble. Now, let's talk about the other ones. I think. Yeah, no. Before we get to the other absolute, like, terrible refereeing, all right, to close the game particularly. After that fumble, Auburn's entire sideline unravels. Head coach goes ballistic. Athletic director goes ballistic. Players start to lose their mind. Georgia's got the ball at the 5, like sneaking to get it out. They convert a first down, get out of their own end, and I'm like, whoo. You know, as a football coach, you're like, that's it. Like, hey, we're going to the half right now, 10-3 or 10-0. Count your blessings. You get the ball back. That's what I was thinking. And then all of a sudden, personal foul. Then all of a sudden, targeting, you know, which can't hit the quarterback high. I didn't know if it was target. I didn't know what it was, to be honest with you. So 2 personal fouls, extend the drive, basically give Georgia 3 points. And at that point, I'm thinking like, hey, that's that. Like you cannot do that against good football teams. You definitely can't do that against historically great coached football teams. They're eventually going to figure you out, right? So that right there to me was like, everybody's losing it, right? Head coach is going nuts. Sidelines going nuts. Athletic director losing his gourd. Absolutely losing his mind. Which, again, probably warranted. I'm with you. Y'all coaching for your lives out there. And there's a lot on the line here. And with the stripes over there messing everything up, calling, all kinds of stuff. What really sent the AD off was when he called the incorrect, he called illegal blindside block on the kicking team on the kick return before the half. Oh my God, he was livid. He was like, this is so obvious that this guy is not in the right mindset right now, and he lost his mind. I would have lost my mind too had I been emotionally tied to that football game. There's no way. There's no way. I would have been ballistic. I was surprised the whole damn place didn't come down. Honestly, only to be 6 or 7 beer cans thrown onto the field. You're way better than Texas fans. That's not a shot. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe. From that moment on, from the fumble on, Auburn was outgained 301-50. Again, you can complain about the Zebras. We're going to complain about the Zebras. We're going to save the whales here in a second. We're going to pay the teachers. We're going to fight for world peace as well. We're going to talk about it. But you can't get outgained 250 yards in the last 32 minutes of the game and then complain. Not in my opinion. If I were the football coach of that football team, there's no way we can go in there and go, damn, Zebras cost us that one. No, it has to be led with, we didn't do enough. I didn't do enough, particularly with that one. But hey, Hugh will get to hide behind the Zebras on this one, I think. I think Hugh will get to hide behind the Zebras and blame it on them. So let's go save the whales right quick. Thought it was a fumble live. Think the nose of the football might have touched the white line when you frame by frame it. Is the ball moving? Who knows? Called fumble live, not indisputable. Doesn't matter. Fumble or call on the field overrules. What in the absolute hell was that stoppage on the Lawson Lucky review? Guys, Gunnar Stockton's 7 yards outside the box, about to get hit. The play has elongated at such a rate. And they blow it dead to review a catch? What? The other point, like the very next play, they're reviewing a targeting penalty. Guys, that ball's off for like 2 seconds. The ball's been snapped. I think they're at the ball carrier's at the line of scrimmage. And we're blowing plays dead? That tells me off rip, y'all are not, the game is way too fast for you, Zebra. The game is way too fast for you, SEC officiating office. Way too fast for you. So that also, hey, by the way, no more of this rushing on 3rd and 2, get on the ball 4th and 1. If they reviewed it, who cares? They're fast enough to do it. No more trust in that system. Hell no. You got to give every second of possible to those goofballs in the officiating office. I would slow my tempo down. Honest to God. Like, we would speed up if there was a questionable play. If anything, like, I'd damn near take a delay of game. Hugh Freeze took a timeout to force a targeting call because they don't trust these review offices. I changed my entire thought process on these guys. Just give them all the time in the world and some. Start throwing trash on the field, make the play clock stop. I mean, honest to God, guys. Like, save the whales, pay the teachers. World peace, refereeing got to get fixed. What in the absolute hell was the blindside block after the timeout, which we got to talk about now? That's gamesmanship. That's gamesmanship. He was definitely calling a timeout. He was also yelling at them, saying that they were clapping, and then says timeout because they're about to take a delay of game. After he got away with it after the game, he doubles down on the lie. But in my opinion, that was some I'm getting away on a Zebra this way out. That referee crew was so overwhelmed that they were buying anything at that point. They were buying absolutely anything at that point. So he definitely called a timeout, in my opinion. You can see it. Everybody's seen it. Definitely doing this. We don't clap like that, So, but Now, I have been sent the videos because they're Georgia and they do this, and it's already been tweeted out because Rusty obviously got the same text. Yeah, the safety was clapping. Yeah, they let the referees know the safety was clapping, but you were calling a timeout, and you got away with it. That's awesome. That's awesome for you. I don't think you should be fined. I don't think you should be suspended. They got you right back. By the way, I don't know if y'all know how football works, but I've never seen a get back call in football. I always see it in baseball. Ball's way too outside. We call it a strike. Next one's right down the damn pipe. We call it a ball, makeup call. We've all seen it in baseball. Very rare do you see that in football. So they get away with a delay of game. Even if you don't call a timeout there, coach, it's a delay of game. It should have been a 5-yard penalty. The next play, y'all get called for illegal blindside block. That's a 15-yard penalty. So this getting away with a timeout cost Georgia 10 yards if we're really being an unbiased guy. You know what I mean? Looks terrible for the referee. Just as bad as the makeup call looks for the referee. Horrible. Bad. What are y'all doing? Just what the F? What the F on the Zebras all day long? But somebody should really ask you, Freeze, how can you develop 26 plays of real offense that can beat Georgia? And then when, we go into the half and you done dump the clip, you ain't got nothing left. We back to vanilla. We back to 25 yards of total offense in 30 minutes of play. I mean, how is that? How did you do that? How are we this bad offensively? Give me 7 days. I'm good for a half. Sir, you had an entire offseason and you spent like $10 million on your offense. It's crazy to me. Oh. Did y'all watch the post-game press conference, Kirby Smart? There was a moment in that press conference, I think they were talking about the stadium or something, and he makes a comment. I guess he noticed that they put him up on the video board in the pregame, or maybe during one of the cut-ups, he's on the video board talking about how loud Jordan Hare is. And he said, y'all keep playing that. Y'all keep playing that while I'm here, talking about your stadium. Y'all keep putting me on your stadium for your recruits while I'm here, while I come to town. That shit was a bar. That was so cold. So, yeah, that was cool. Let's talk Bama. A smooth 20 minutes on that one. That was not bad. I felt like that went by fast. Let's take a quick break. I want to shout out my friends. Over at Lucy's. Hey, you know me. When I'm vicing this season, I'm vicing with quality. Shout out to my friends over at Lucy Breaker. This episode, I'm on these mints. Guys, they hook me up. I mean, they treat me right. You should treat them right. You should go over to lucy.io, use promo code FGN, and get you in 20% off over there on your first purchase. The other thing I like about this is not just that they don't make you feel lethargic. They give you that nicotine buzz, but they don't make you feel sleepy. I love this disposable can. You ever in one of them spots where you're not able to just yoss a little pouch on the ground? Shout out to my friends over at Lucy's. You know what I mean? They got great high-quality product. Again, at lucy.io, promo code FGN. You'll get 20% off over there. I got to start talking to these folks. We got to start getting consistent promo codes because I'm good with numbers, and that's about it. Numbers and concepts. I am not good with letters, not good with words, which is crazy for a person who originally got his start in his career with a pen. Yeah, that's right. Big Journo, this guy. Does he answer the chat? I answer Super Chubs at the end of the chat. If you have not watched Sunday shows, normally this is 100% all gas, no brakes. All right, we have to start taking Lucy breakers, and we're going to have to take a sleeper breaker later because we got to pay the bills. Just like we read these Super Chubs because we got to pay these bills. All right, so other than that, let's get back to work. Let's talk about this Alabama football game. Let's start with the negatives. I normally start with positives and then get to criticisms. Let's start with the negatives. In my opinion, this is me. This is my opinion. Eli Drinkwitz is a great football coach. This is my opinion. I think there was 90 seconds left in that football game, and you decided to onside kick that ball with 3 timeouts. Sir, the field position is far more valuable than anything else at that point. If they get a first down, it's game over anyways. So I could not understand for the life of me why he decided to onside kick there. Let's play this out. Okay, you onside kick there and get the ball. You get it at the 50 with 90 seconds left, right? 2 minutes left, whatever it was, whatever the situation was. I can't quite remember. I think it's under 2 minutes. You get the ball back at midfield with 90 seconds left. Okay, let's play it the other way. You kick the ball off deep. You go 3 and out. You get timeouts. You burn it up. They punt the football. You get it at the 45. Hey, they get the onside kick. They get it at your 45, coach. They're already in field goal position. Thank God their field goal kicker's a tomato can. So there's that. But I thought it was very, very weird. By the way, at that point, basically the entire football game, I felt like the defense from Missouri was playing great football. Alabama is without their back. You know they're going to run the football. Jan Miller's in the locker room. Why aren't you kicking that ball deep? That was very weird to me. So that's first and foremost. That was, in my opinion. You hell, Ty Simpson, though. Holy hell, Ty Simpson. That guy, now I know he threw for 200 yards, but if you coming out of that box score scout now when you didn't watch it, because Damon Wilson and my man number 9, who is from Westlake High School, who I should know the name of right now, are on top of his, but Zion Young, were on top of him like that. I mean, they were getting home so damn quick. Also, by the way, Georgia, where's our pass rush? He's wearing an 8, and he's a Missouri Tiger. I mean, getting home so damn quick. They're adding in pressures. Jaden Catalon, the 19th year senior, out here playing ball. By the way, sidetrack. This happens on Sunday. I'm going to get a rant off. Hey, Jordan Jaden Catalon has played 19 seasons of college football. Okay? In reality, that's hyperbole. It's really not, though. He's played 6 years of at least 8 games of football. Get a job. Get a job. Stop sacking quarterbacks. Get a job. I'm sorry. I know you have a job. I know you're probably highly paid. But come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? Great game, though, from Catalan. It was all over the field. He should be. He's seen more football than Nick Saban. Where are we even at on the notes? How'd they stop Hardy? Did y'all notice that? I think he had like 65 yards. How'd they do it? I'm going to watch the tape. But TV Copy told me they put LT over to the field and let him set edges. And you ain't reaching that dude. When 22 wants to get upfield, he's upfield. You ain't getting around him, and you're going to have to cut upfield way before you want to. The whole idea of stretch or wide zone, some people call it wide zone, when you're in the pistol and the quarterback turns around and stretches the ball to the quarterback or to the tailback, I call that stretch. All right? So when you're running stretch, what's it sound like you're trying to do, folks? Stretch the defense, right? We're trying to run laterally, stretch them out, expand those gaps, and then get north to south. Guess what you can't do if the defensive end's getting upfield? You can't stretch. You ain't stretching nothing. So that's what happened, I thought, at least, again, on TV Copy. So we'll have to go back and watch that to confirm that on all 22. But that looked like the game plan to me. And then play the box tight. Play the box tight. Let LT Overton, get upfield and turn everything back in and play those gaps sound. I'm not talking about play the box tight with extra bodies. I'm talking about they play gap sound for the first time in a long time. They did not give up the one creaser late to the backup. They gave up that one. They got gutted there. But, I mean, that was that. By the way, if there are Missouri fans listening today, I know there's Bama fans in the chat. If there are Missouri fans listening today, y'all kept giving me hell for weeks on end about Pribula. Now, the Notre Dame fans that give me shit, I'm here. We're going to eat that crow tonight. We're going to eat that crow literally as soon as we get off this. So I'm with you on the CJ Carr stuff. But the Bo Pribula stuff was he's so frantic. If you can't see that, you don't know what frantic quarterback looks like. All right. There are so many times where he playing like this, dude. You know what I mean? That's what he plays the quarterback position, right? Because he's young. He's young in terms of experience. He's young in terms of playing time. Okay. So it is to be expected. He is going to get better. He is immensely talented. He is a tremendous athlete, but there's a lot of growing pains to be had right there. I think there's a lot of growing pains to be had there. I mean, the interception late to Bray Hubbard was just, I mean, we can't throw that ball. We can throw that ball against cover 3, but the mid-hole or the half-field safety sitting right there on the hash. I mean, what are we doing? One of those, like I just crazy to me. And his misses he sprays them, frantic. I like quarterbacks that have very predictive results. Very predictive results. I can't predict what Pribula is going to do, good or bad. And that scares me about him. There is no doubt in my mind that 4th and 8 throw from Ty Simpson is the best throw we've seen from a quarterback all year. Considering the circumstances, considering he's floating left, considering the tight window, I mean, my God, what a ball. That guy's nuts. Also, what else is nuts about them? They're a passing football team. We all agree. They're a throw the ball football team. How in the hell they stack and stagger the time of possession like they do? Converting. That's how they do. Stacking plays, as Kalen DeBoer talked about after the football game. They are we can't run the ball when Jam's not in here football team, and they are just tilting time of possessions in second halves on football teams. I think they held the ball for 20 minutes in the second half of that football game. 2/3 of the second half, they had the rock. How you going to get back in the football game? You're not. Damn. Hey, smoke them if you got them. Light your cigs up. We're gonna eat some Signetti Crow. How about that? How about a statement win? Something that all right, we done. We already cut the segment. So if we get into the algorithm of Missouri fans, this one might not piss them off. I told y'all Eli Drakowitz has not won a big game. He does what he's supposed to do. He beats teams he's supposed to. Bro, winning 10 games at Missouri is hard. You should never fire that guy. You should extend him to the rest of the century. You should never let him leave because he might. You should never let him leave, Missouri fans. But he ain't going to win the big one. He's not supposed to. The fact, and I loved his comments after the game. I love that he is not here to play it close. He is not here for more victories. We did not do a good enough job. We came here to win. I love the sentiment, coach. But I'm a realist, and you're the head football coach. You have to talk like that. But I'm here to set real expectations. Real expectations is you did a hell of a fucking job getting to 27-24 because they are way better than you. Way better than you. You've got individually excellent football players at specific high-value positions, right? In college football, it's important to have an individually excellent running back. They got the best one. In college football, in all football, it's great to have edge rushers. They got great ones, right? You have premier players at blue chip spots in this sport, but you lined it up for 60 minutes. They got better players. So you're supposed to be 10-3. Or not supposed to be. You're supposed to be like 8-4. You're one of these 8-4 programs. You're over-exceeding, in my opinion. So that's my thing about them. Just like it's my thing about Signetti normally. Indiana is not supposed to beat Oregon on the road. That's not what's supposed to happen. Indiana is not supposed to go out there and set the damn tone. Indiana, the Hoosiers, are not supposed to go out to Austin Stadium and have Dan Lanning at the end of the first quarter interview going, they are whipping our butt. They are punching us in the mouth right now. They are the team setting the physical tone. No, that's not what that's supposed to be doing. That's not what, this is a new football team. This is a brand new type of Indiana. All right. And look, it ain't all that brand new. They got very similar roster. They might set the record in college football for 6 years. I haven't dug into it, but their whole football team is filled with boys like my man Aiden Fisher. Aiden Fisher was the best defensive player on the field yesterday. And I don't know if he's a sixth-year senior, but I know it's his third stop. And he spent some time with James Madison for 2 years, and he's been at Indiana for 2 years, and he started his career at Bucknell. So we must be getting a sixth year here. But man was all over the field. Man was all over the field. 6'1", 235 pounds, had 13 tackles, a sack and a half in this football game. Was all over the field. All over the field. And that's their whole. I was stunned to watch that football game, rewatch it, come back, take the notes, and go, Indiana ran the football better than them. Indiana controlled the line of scrimmage more consistently than them. Indiana created more problems for the opposing quarterback than they did. Indiana had the opposing quarterback questioning what he was seeing more than Oregon did. Like, all of it. Todos, those categories, all of them. Walked them. I mean, I was stunned. I mean, I didn't think there was a moment in that football game where Indiana didn't look like they were about to win it. That's crazy to me. I know the 7-3 start, but an immediate 10-3 or 10-7, immediate answer. And then, 23, now 20. You just scored 30 to 20 immediately, just like right on top of them every single time. That was impressive to me. They play as a football team. They play so emotional. They play so on the verge of chaos, so on the verge of effing it up because their football coach does. They are a microcosm. I love teams like this. I love teams that absorb the identity of either their best player or their football coach, right? Because it can be like that in college football. It can be that transcendent. We can change everything about our football program with one person in college football. I believe that. I don't know about you guys. I believe that. I've seen it happen over the years. And I see this happening right now at Indiana. They have irrational confidence, just like my man Pavia does. They run their mouth. Why? Because their coach does. Now, he kept his mouth shut this week because he had a message to deliver on the field. And I love that too. I love that too. When we don't talk, we go 0 dark 30, and then we smack it around. Yeah, I love that about him. That's awesome. So good for him. Elijah Surratt and the run game. That was impressive. They ran for like 140 yards in this football game, and Elijah Surratt had a $130. So, like, you're going to get beat that way, especially when your quarterback did not trust what he was seeing at all. I thought it was like maybe they got immense amounts of pressure on him. They did. They rushed him off his spot, but there were answers. There were answers in the progression off the TV copy. We'll have to go see on the All-22. No, we won't. No, we won't, Big Ten. No, we won't. We won't go see on the All-22. We'll have to watch it, but I won't get to show the commoner. I won't get to educate the Duck fan that's wondering why his million-dollar quarterback that everybody told him was number one in the country look like poop against Indiana. I can't show him. Side note, we got some quarterback ranking adjustments. They're going to have to be changed. We're going long today. I'm going to tell you that right now. Texas topples Oklahoma 23-6. First and foremost, Sark, I love you, buddy. I love you coming to the microphone and saying, I'm glad that John Mateer played, so there were no excuses. But I got some excuses. Buddy, he had blood on his pants for 4 quarters. He was leaking from a surgery wound the entire game. He was on his right hand. He was looking down at his damn thumb every snap. Guys, he had a blood stain underneath his towel because his towel was soaked with so much blood that it was seeping onto his butt and his pants. You can't tell me that's the John Mateer we watched for the first 5 weeks. Now, it only exacerbated everything that is currently wrong with John Mateer, right? John Mateer loses the ball arm side. We've talked about this since we watched his Washington State tape. We have said this about him from day one. Oklahoma fans crushed us. But guess what happens when you get injured and you're already mechanically flawed? Your flaws become exacerbated. They become worse. Those 2 of those 3 interceptions, the third one was just put it in your pocket, buddy. Like, we're doing too much. The first 2, he misses those balls right by 6 yards. I mean, completely over, or just misthrown, right? And I think that's a lot of that is we can't put pressure on our thumb. But a lot of that also is because we are mechanically flawed. You know what I mean? So I think that has a lot to do. Also, not to get too bogged down in the nerdy mechanics. When we are that rotational, when we are over from this side, our grip strength has to be paramount. Or it is paramount. Not has to be. It is paramount, right? When we're one of these guys, we have to have thumb pressure. And if we don't, we're going to lose an arm side. It's just facts, right? It's just how our body mechanics work. It's how body patterns work, movement patterns. We talk about that on this network all the time. Got to be good movers. Got to be efficient movers, right? Because the game's crazy. The game's hectic. The game's chaotic. So our fundamentals and our processes have to be clean. And it shows up, especially when we're injured. Now, the other thing that shows up, and we've been talking about this with Oklahoma, I mean, since they were the 5th-ranked team in the country. Y'all have no run game. You have no traditional run game. Zero. Cannot run the ball. In your 3, by the way, they've played 6 games. They are going to be a top 12 team in the country or a top 15 team in the country. They've played 3 Power 4 football teams. And they've been very, very tight football games. They played 3 Power 4 football teams, and they have averaged 2.1 yards per carry in those. And one of those was a 3.7-yard game against Michigan in which Mateer ran like crazy. I want to say he had 70 yards rushing in that football game. So we can't play ball like this. It's going to get us eventually. You cannot play ball in this conference where you have 6th-ranked opponents on your schedule. They got 7, 8, maybe 9. All right? You can't play that type of schedule and have that big of a flaw offensively. Eventually, your quarterback's going to have a bad day. Eventually, your quarterback's going to get hurt. Eventually, something's going to happen, right? And that's exactly what happened. So, hey, credit to Texas. I mean, I don't mean to demean that, right? Credit to Texas, especially offensively. Okay, you guys allowed 6 sacks, 7 TFLs. It could have been a dozen sacks last week, honestly. I can't count how many times against Florida Arch Manning scrambles for 3 yards. That's a sack. It should have been a sack. Yeah, your quarterback's a damn athlete. That's why he got out of it. But to go from that to having 1, I think I saw Nick Brooks get slid in at left guard. If the TV copies flash, I'm watching in a quad box. It's hard to watch. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's hard to tell what's going on football-wise when you're trying to watch everything. But they protected him a lot better. But I think more importantly, and I can't wait to watch the actual film, I think more importantly, they condensed the concepts. We talked about it in the Florida game. The route depth, the average depth of route in that Florida game did not coincide with the fact that you couldn't stop a nosebleed up front. It was really weird. It was very weird to see. Also, run games, sputter, spit. Are y'all watching this in college football? Are y'all watching the amount of football teams that are just like brick wall, brick wall, brick wall, brick wall? 7th one spits for 30 yards. Brick wall, brick wall, brick wall. 8th one spits for 30 yards. By the way, LSU's won football games based off spits. The moment the run game spits, they find a way to win. But if it don't, they get beat. So same thing with all of these offenses. Same thing with Texas's offense right now. Sputter, spit. They just running it. 2 yards a carry, 2 yards a carry, 40-yard Wisner run. 27-yard Arch Manning run, or 47-yard Arch Manning run. Could have been 60, right? He slid down at the end. So that's what college football run games have become. We just got to find ways to get into 3rd and 5 and hope one of these hits for an explosive eventually. Apart from last night, they got held to a 78-yard, just absolute slobber knocker run game from Auburn. But up until this point, Georgia had been one of these, we're just going to run the ball for 7 or 6 yards a carry today, and that's what it is. And you better hope you stop us on one of these drives at one point in this drive to get us into 3rd and 9, and then we're going to punt. But other than that, we're going to walk it on your butt. Other than that, everybody's sputter, spitting. So I don't know what's going on there. Other than the run stunts, we've talked about it on this channel. There's a lot of stuff going on in the run game right now in college football. That Oklahoma offense, not sustainable. Already gave you those run stats. I'm so off book on these Sunday shows. I love it. It makes for chaotic ADD moments, but I love just getting in here, open the mic up, and just ripping. And y'all do too. Based off the numbers, this is the most watched show we do, period. Not even close. and I appreciate you for that. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. If you're watching us on Twitter and you're not watching us on YouTube at Monday through Thursday, come on, lock in. I need you to lock the F in right now. The F in. Come on. Come on. Just dialed today. A&M keeps knocking teams off. And you'll say, but Brooksy, that game was 24-17. Florida had the ball with like 6 minutes left in the fourth. Hey, you want to know how college football playoff teams finish? Do you want to know? In today's day and age of college football, do you want to know how they finish football games? This is how they do it. They go out here and they get a turnover on downs, right? Where am I at? Turnover on downs, 13 plays, 50-yard touchdown drive. Just wiped 8 minutes off the clock in the fourth quarter. Okay? This strip sack and a field goal. Let me walk you through that again. 24-17. I think 9 minutes left in the fourth. They get the ball. Florida has the ball. They force them to a turnover on downs on 5 plays. They get the ball, does A&M. They go 13 plays, 8 minutes, 50 yards, touchdown, right down your face. Okay? Florida gets the ball back. First play, strip sack fumble. Place goes bananas. Texas A&M gets the ball back. Milks it. Kicks a field goal. They go, I think 8 plays, 18 yards. I don't even know how that's mathematically possible, but they did it just to milk clock off. That's how college football playoff teams finish games. Okay? And you can say, I don't believe in A&M. Don't. That's fine. I don't give a damn because they got 4 SEC games left, all on the road. They're all big-time matchups. But guess what they did? They earned the right to go 2-2 over those. Playoff team. Playoff team. I think they're only going to get better, too. They cleaned up the penalties. They had 3 penalties or maybe 3 penalties for 60 yards, something like that, which means one of them was a big PI. Anyways, I mean, cleaned up the penalties. Marcel Reed got to clean up his play, though. Still a little frantic. I understand why my man Jay Will's in love with him. You know, he liked them up and down quarterbacks. He don't like stability in his life. He got enough of that in his wife. He don't need stability in his football affiliations and fandoms. Do we go 2 Sundays in a row without a producer in the chat? That's crazy work. That's crazy work. It's crazy work. Might have to start taking some resumes, boys. Instagram DMs are open. USC got Michigan exactly like I thought they would. Exactly like I thought they would. I mean, we talked about it all week. We didn't do a full prediction on this game. We kind of bypassed it because there were 7 other big-time football games. This one was big time. No, don't get me wrong. Even though it was on NBC. Don't get me wrong. Big-time football game. Okay? But it went exactly like I thought it would. You cannot go on the road, lack explosivity, and have me pick you to win. That's just not what it's going to be. Not anymore. Not in this sport. Not the way we play ball no more. Okay? So if you are 68th in explosives and you're going to play a top 5 team in explosives, I'm picking the top 5 team, especially if you're on the road. Okay. And that's exactly what Michigan is. Michigan is a methodical, we got to run the ball down your throat. Hopefully a wide receiver makes a play. Maybe Bryce Underwood's legs come into effect. Maybe Justice Haynes spits one for 75 yards. That's what they are. And it's because they don't have any weapons, and they'll eventually get that. They'll be a playoff team within the next 3 years because their quarterback's playoff good. He's great. I love everything about him. There's no doubt. I love his competitive spirit. I love his talents. I've compared him to the physical abilities and horsepower of a Cam Newton and the actual fundamental mechanics of a CJ Stroud. I cannot get higher on an athlete, okay? Cannot get higher on a quarterback. That being said, they got nothing around him. So when you go on the road and you play a football team that is currently really, really explosive, and for the better part of the last 2 years when I watch Michigan, I feel like they line up and play football defensively. They play against Texas, for example, last year, the other game they got gutted. They line up in cover 3, 75% of snaps. You can't do that. You can't do that against Sarkisian. You can't do that against Lincoln Riley. So what did I tell you last week? I said they're going to get shredded with explosives, and they don't have enough offensively to match it. Guys, there were 5 football players from USC with at least one 20-yard explosive. There was a singular Michigan football player with one of those. Ball game. Can't do it. You add on top of that the fact that USC rushed the ball for 6.5 yards a carry, and you rushed it for 3.5. Ball game. Ball game. Also, y'all need to lower ticket prices or something out there because that shit's embarrassing. I mean, still, to this day, y'all having to cover up seats out there. I mean, y'all got all that money. Why don't y'all just pay some students or something? I don't know. How on earth? And I know it's in downtown LA. I've driven by the stadium. I understand it is a traffic inconvenience. I understand it is a nightmare. But what in the world? Y'all tarping the stadium. And y'all go out here and y'all tell recruits y'all got one of the most historic stadiums in the world. Y'all can't put seats in it? And I don't... Ohio State scored 17 points, so they win a football game. Oh, my God, that defense. Was it 35-17 final? I tweeted, it's 10-3 at the half. I tweeted, hey, they scored 10 points, game over. And it would have been. It would have been. If Ohio State wanted to, how y'all like my new offense out there, just run the ball 3 yards and punt, or three times and punt, run the clock off. We're going to burn 2.5 minutes every time we get the ball. Just run until you get us into a punt situation. We'll punt, give it back to your offense. You ain't got a chance in hell. Not a chance in snowball's hell to score on that Ohio State offense or defense. And people will say, hey, but Brooks, they scored 17 points. That was a slap garbage score. Slap garbage score. Ridiculous defense. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. For real. It's a good point right here. It's a great point right here. We got almost 2,000 people watching this on YouTube and only 400 likes. Not good enough. Not good enough. I need better. I need better execution. Great job. Do better. Great job. Thanks for showing up. Do better. Hit that thumbs up. You know what I mean? Give me some love. All right, here we go. We got to talk about Nuss. I don't have cameras spun over. Double slants is a day one. Day one. I've been playing quarterback since I was 8. We got double square ends, double slants, whatever you want to call it, in the red zone. It's on the damn board over there because it is a principle. It is a rule of thumb, has to be taught, has to be installed. When we run double slants, we read them outside in. Now, why do we read slants outside in? Because when we throw the inside slant, the hook curl player who is playing off our eyes is going to float. And when he floats, he's going to either take the head off the inside slant or, worse, he's going to pick us off. Garrett Nussmeier throwing an inside slant on double slants in the red zone and getting picked off 20 starts into his career makes me want to pull my hair out. And I am deathly terrified of going bald. It blows my mind because he's supposed to be. I know we're hurt. I know we are. But, dude, you're supposed to be a guy. You're supposed to be the guy. Makes me angry because it's not what he's supposed to be. If you don't know this kid's background, you should. All right, first and foremost, he's 6'2.5". He's not the biggest man in the world. He's 210 pounds. He's not the fastest man in the world. He doesn't have the biggest arm in the world, I don't think. He's arm talented. He don't have arm strength out the wazoo. He's really, really good on all platforms. He's a tremendously accurate thrower of the football when he makes good decisions. You're a lifer. Your dad is one of the most unheralded, unspoken about legends in the NFL community with regards to his football intellect. Why in the shit are we misreading double slants on the red zone in the goal line situation? What are we doing? Sneaky one in Knoxville. Hey, y'all Tennessee fans, y'all love me. Y'all give J. Will all kind of crap. All kind of crap for being right. And he ain't even here to get his flowers, but I'm going to give him some. Last week on this show, previewing this football game that nobody really talked about, everybody bypassed, we told you it might be a sweater. A little sneaky suspicion. And what was that sneaky suspicion from J. Will? He said your defense was suspect. And Tennessee fans, oh man, they let him have it. Who's this talking nonsense about Tennessee's defense? Can't close games. Play way too much man-to-man coverage. Can't really play zone good now either because you spent, I don't know, the whole offseason, your whole last 4 years creating an identity on man-to-man defense, and now you ain't got a man-to-man defense. So, I mean, I think Taylor Green had 320 yards total offense on the road. Whew. Tough. Let's hit some side quests. We don't do blind resumes, but let's do trapdoor. Trapdoor A. Unpredictable as can be in state of Florida. Trapdoor B. Unpredictable as can be in the state of Florida. Open up both trapdoors. Mike Norvell staring at you. Billy Napier staring at you. I can't figure out this Norvell guy. Not to save my life. I don't think he can either. How we come out looking like God's gift of football week 1 against Alabama. And within 3 weeks, we got just a loss to Miami, Virginia, and Pitt. How? Congrats, Texas Tech. Can't buy culture or toughness, but you can buy the best roster in that league by a mile. You can buy the best roster in the Big 12 by a mile. And come to find out, all it took was about $30 million. That's it. And when you're a billionaire oil tycoon, $30 million? Drop of the bucket. Drop of the hat. We got it, baby. Hey, ain't a problem. And we're going to save college sports, Cody Campbell. Ain't that right? We're going to save college sports by making sure Texas Tech got that oil money. We can use American oil money. I'm with you, though. Don't be using that blood money out there in Saudi. I'm with you. Best roster in that league by a mile. And we knew it on paper. It was just about whether or not, and I said it like a backhanded compliment, but in reality, they have toughness and culture, right? In reality, they gave the money to the right football coach. So there you go. That's how you win. It's not just money. You got to go out there and play with character and toughness and find a way to do it with a bunch of mercenaries. They're doing it. You know what's going to feel real weird? Georgia Tech top 10. That's going to feel so weird. It's going to happen, though. It's probably going to happen. Yeah, we saw that, Ole Miss. We all saw that. To close the show, we saw that. Good win, though. I mean, it's an ugly win. But you won. And that's the important thing. Because every time I've watched Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss football, they lose that football game. They find a way to lose that football game. And they didn't. So they remained undefeated. And guess what? They're going to come to Athens PO'd. Absolutely PO'd and locked in. Because they just, as an attention getter. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Smokey and the Bandit. That's what we call an attention getter right there. You can think about it, but don't do it. I don't even want to talk about my Cyclones to close the show. Let's hit Super Chubs and get out of here. Roll Tide from Cumming, Georgia. Y'all and college football nerds are my go-to sources for college football talk. Shout out to the college football nerds. That man getting stats and film. How about that? He's a well-sourced football fan right there. Bandit says, how about them Longhorns extend Brett Venables? Yeah, I'd extend him even if I were an Oklahoma fan. That dude's a ball coach. He might not be winning Red River, but that dude's a ball coach. It was a humble request, One, for a touchdown. Okay. It was a horribly ref game. Honestly, that Cash Jones block in the back was a hot call. Easily cave. 27-10. Don't quite understand the comment. Let me try to figure this one out. It was a horribly ref game. There's no doubt about that. The block in the back call was a makeup call. I don't think it changes the score all that much, 27-10. I don't do the, if this goes, the game changed. The game changed. The game changed in the middle of it. You got to go find a way to win it. That's the way I've always talked about refereeing. Why would Kirby ask for a timeout and then deny that he did? Makes no sense. Gamesmanship. Why soccer players be flopping? Gamesmanship. Appreciate you, glory. I like driving in my truck. Auburn sucks. We'll see you guys next time.